Hi everyone, in this video I'm going to show you 3 psychology tricks to help you pass your exam. Have you ever wondered why some people seemingly pass their exam even though they haven't studied very hard, but then other people struggle even though they know all the material? It actually comes down to their psychology. And these 3 psychology tips come from someone that you may know. His name is Anthony Robbins, or Tony Robbins. He's been coaching people to success for the last 45 years. He's got a net worth of over $600 million and is an owner or part owner of over 100 companies, so he might be worth listening to. But these are the 3 tips, and then I'm going to give you 2 bonus tips for your psychology to help you pass any exam. And who am I? I'm David McLaughlin. I've helped over 30,000 students pass their project management professional exam from all around the world, which is a notoriously tough exam to pass, with lots of wonderful feedback from everyone who's been a part of that course. But these 3 psychology tips will help anyone pass any exam. And the first one, there are 3 S's. So the first one is our strategy. Now, this may not seem like a psychology tip, but stay with me because this impacts the next 2 items and it's so important to start with. Our strategy means, do we know what to do? Now, the thing about our strategy or what to do is that's available anywhere. If we're trying to do something, if we're trying to pass an exam, if we're trying to lose weight, if we're trying to get a promotion or anything or a new job, the what to do is available. We can search for it on the internet, we can take a course, we can study, we can get the information. That information is readily available, but it's important for us to start there because it impacts the second one, which is our story. And this is where we start getting deeper and deeper into the psychology that will help us pass the exam. Our story is what we tell ourselves when no one else is around. For example, do we say, hey, I'm great at taking tests. I'm just naturally good at them. The time seems to fly by and I naturally pass. Or do we tell ourselves, oh, I'm not very good at taking tests. No matter what happens, I get really nervous and I just seem to fail. I'm more likely to fail even though I know all the information. Those 2 things are stories that we tell ourselves. And the thing about those stories is whatever we become certain about, our brain will start to find evidence to support it. So if we have a positive story over here on the left, then our brain will actually start finding evidence out there in the real world to support that story. But if we have a negative story about these things, it actually impacts the things that we do on a daily basis, which then impact our exam at the end when we take the actual exam. So we're less likely to study hard and we're less likely to try. And all of that evidence starts building up to where it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. So the story that we tell ourselves is so important. Note these things within yourself. So what is the story that you're telling yourself? If it's a negative story currently, we can actually just change it. So start telling yourself that you're good at taking tests, that you're going to pass the exam, and these positive affirmations. At first, it's going to feel weird when you're saying positive things, but you're feeling like you couldn't pass the exam. But if you keep telling yourself these things, you will start changing your story. Your story will start changing your habits, and your habits will get you the result that you want on your exam. It's so important, and it's actually extremely powerful. And these 2 things impact our last S, which is the state that we're in. Now, these could be many different things, but the most common that we're going to see is a high energy or a positive state. For example, are we pumped up? Are we ready to go? When we're in a state like this, nothing can stop us. We're going to find a way to do it no matter what. Now, on the other hand, have you ever been in a low energy state where we're just thinking, what's even the point of trying? I don't even know why I should take this exam. I think other people have said it's not even worth it. Maybe I should just not do it in the first place. I'm just not good at studying anyway. See the difference there? Those 2 things. Who do you think, just in your mind, out of those 2 states, is more likely to pass an exam or to do anything at all? It's the person who has the energy to do it, who is in a positive state and a positive frame of mind. So again, our story can impact our state, and our state can impact our story. One other tip to change your state is to change your physiology. So if you're sitting up straight or standing up straight and smiling, this is so strange, but if you smile, it's harder for you to be depressed and in a low energy state. Again, it sounds silly. There is also a TED Talk that you could check out where they did a power pose. I think it's actually called power poses. They're like a Superman pose. So, a big superhero pose. And if they did that for 30 seconds, it actually changed the chemistry in their body. It gave them higher testosterone. It gave them higher chemicals that make you more likely to take risks and do things and take action instead of feeling like you can give up or not take any action at all in that low energy state. Now, here's 2 extra things, and when you put these 3 psychology tools together, then it's time for us to do a massive action plan. And again, this is from Tony Robbins. Definitely check his stuff out. It's really, really quite good. But with our massive action plan, we're going to have to, whether we want to do it or not, we're going to have to do the hard things. That means doing the study, but more importantly, developing a daily habit. Out of all of those 30,000 people that I told you about before, every single one who has passed developed a daily habit for their study. They took practice exams, they studied on a daily basis, and it became a habit that eventually led to them passing the exam. We also want to constantly measure our result as we're going along. The best way to do this is with practice exams. I'm a huge advocate for practice exams. It gets you ready. It gets you psychologically ready to take the real exam whenever you need to. As you're going along and executing your massive action plan, doing these things every single day, you may find that you have no time. You've got a job, you've got a family, you've got other commitments. It's very, very hard to do these things. What you're going to have to use here is a thing called net time, or no extra time. What we're doing here is doing 2 things at once on your lunch break, on the bus to work. Maybe we're going for a walk. Maybe we're doing some exercises. Whatever we're doing, we can now study at the same time. We can listen to videos. We can listen to recordings. We can take practice exams while we're on our lunch break, instead of watching Netflix, while we're walking, while we're exercising, while we're on the bus. Doing 2 things at once. Now we have more time because we're using that net time. And those are the 3 psychology tricks plus 2 extra tricks to help you pass your exam. I hope you use them and I hope you have success. I truly believe that you can do it. I believe in you. Keep going, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.